Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today is Friday, so we are continuing with our new releases. I know this is very late and I apologize. I've been at the movie theater all day, so I apologize that I look gross and I'm very tired. So I apologize if this doesn't have the vigor that I normally like to give in my videos, but I'm very tired, so I apologize. But today, we are continuing new releases, and this is the second one I watched, and that one was Free Guy. Free Guy was released in 2021. It was written by Matt Lieberman and Zach Penn, and directed by Sean Levy. And first of all, no spoilers. I don't do spoilers here, but I watched this with my friends Cody and Dan. We went to the theater together to watch this one, and Don't Breathe 2. The review will be up for that in like minutes. I didn't know a whole lot about the film. I've seen the trailer dozens of times, because I watched the trailer every single time I was in the movie theater for the last month, because it just went with everything. It's a PG-13 movie, so like, basically, if you go to see a movie, you're going to see a trailer for something PG-13, and it was always Free Guy every single time. And that's fine, I appreciate that, but like, I also was a little drawn out before I got there, and like, I already knew what the basic premise was, so it took me a little bit to like, settle into the groove of the film, because the film just like, sets you in this. And essentially the idea is, there's an NPC, which is a non-player character, in a video game, who starts to develop an AI, which is an artificial intelligence. So he becomes his own person, and he realizes that he wants to be a good guy in this world of bad, but then the video game creators are like, oh crap, this guy is actually becoming a thing, so they have to work together to try to get this code, so they can prove it to lawyers that it is their code and not the actual, like, advertisers. It's kind of, it's a long, complicated thing. I'm not going to go through all of it, because you know the idea, the basic premise, but like, we're moving on. The basic premise is very cool. I think it's very, very cool. I think it works very well. It does have some Ready Player One vibes, but the one thing that really does remind me of is The Truman Show, which you haven't seen it, you should definitely see it. It's very, very good. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's got Jim Carrey in it. I'll review it on the channel next year. The idea with The Truman Show is about this guy who is in a world, and he starts to think that maybe the world is fake. And that is kind of how Free Guy works, except the opposite, where he is told that it is fake, and he has to decide for himself if he thinks it's fake. And if it's fake, what does that mean? And that's the main idea of the film that really stuck with me already. Like, I already feel it, and I already know that I will go back and think about this more often than I should. I will probably overthink on this one small, minute idea of the film, which is that, like, if the world is fake, so what? Like, how does that make anything different at all? Like, if this is all simulation, does that mean that you shouldn't go hang out with friends and have fun? No, because you are still feeling that feeling, right? That fun. You're still feeling the love. All of that, all those feelings are still real, whether or not we're in a simulation, which is kind of cool, because simulation, like, whatevers are going through the roof right now. I was like, we're in a simulation, and fine, if we are, great. It doesn't matter. That's what this movie tells you. It's like, hey, if you are in love, right, with somebody, and you think it's a simulation, it doesn't matter, because you're still in love with that person. And I think that's an absolutely fantastic message. It has no meaning to us right now, because we're pretty confident we're not in a simulation, and also, like, we're not in a video game. But the idea, it will stick with me for a while, because I think on things that don't matter for a long time. That's why I like to read. But I think that the main idea here is that, like, it's so cool to watch Ryan Reynolds fall in love with this person who, like, alright, so Ryan Reynolds is fake. He doesn't exist. But the player character falls in love with him, and he falls in love with her, and there's a real connection, even though one of the players is completely fake. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. And that is surrounded by this ball of comedy, which is absolutely great. The music is on point. It is stunningly hilarious. Every moment's really great. I love seeing buff Ryan Reynolds. I mean, I was like, this movie begged the question, can Ryan Reynolds get more attractive? And this movie said yes, and they gave him lots of muscles. And it's absolutely funny. Lots of references to, like, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, lots of Grand Theft Auto, The Avengers, Deadpool, Star Wars. If you're interested in any of those, there's little nuggets everywhere for you, which I found very happy, because I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games. I understand the references because I have friends who play video games, but I don't care at all. Like, I don't video game. I like Minecraft. It's like the extent of video game that I do. But I liked the other references. Like, I liked how, like, there was a Deadpool poster, and I was like, Ryan Reynolds is there. Chris Evans shows up for a few seconds. And, like, John Krasinski's in the film as a voice character. Channing Tatum's here, which, by the way, Channing Tatum's getting old. I didn't realize until today. I'm like, oh, wait. He's not looking too hot. Literally and metaphorically. But, like, it's a fun movie. It's extremely fun. And a lot of that has to go with the actors here, with Jodie Comer as Millie, Ryan Reynolds as Guy, and Taika Waititi as Antoine. How could I have forgotten? He's so great. And the other person, I forget his name. I didn't write it down. The guy who plays the kid. Absolutely fantastic. The cast is so good. I love Taika Waititi. Anything that Taika Waititi's in that isn't Green Lantern, I'm already a fan of. Same with Ryan Reynolds, in the exact same way. I love both of the two people. They're absolutely stunningly hilarious, and I could watch them all day. And honestly, Jodie Comer here really surprised me, because she's brilliant in this film, and I don't think I've ever seen her before, and she's great. The film works on so many levels that it's hard to pinpoint what I didn't like. And there were things I didn't like, because I left the movie and I was like, it could have been better. But that's kind of, I think it's how I feel about every video game movie that I've seen. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog was fun, but, like, it definitely wasn't, like, a top-tier movie. Detective Pikachu, also having Ryan Reynolds in it, was fine. Like, it was a good movie. I appreciated it for what it was. But it wasn't the best video game movie, no. Ready Player One, I think, is still really top tier for me. I love that film. I know a lot of people like to critique it. I think it's great. I love Spielberg. It's just really fun for me. But this movie's better. This movie's great. I love it. The issues that I had mainly were just kind of, it starts, right? It begins. There's no lead up. There's no soft entry. It just starts and it's like, oh, you're in a video game world. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. Like, it even shook me a little bit, and I knew about the premise of the film. And that's fine for most people. Like, most people really like that. I'm a big fan of, like, slow, gentle beginnings and then really fun endings. And this just kind of was, like, fun the whole way around, which is cool, but also kind of stimulated my, like, idea of what it was supposed to be, right? Where we should have maybe slowed down a little bit, figure out exactly what the movie was trying to be, and focus on that, instead of having this crazy romantic comedy, which it is a romantic comedy. There's definitely romance, and there's definitely comedy, and it's also an action movie. It's got everything. It's absolutely fantastic. But I think that if they had focused a little bit more on some of the aspects, it might have been better. I think maybe drawing back a little bit on the comedy and focusing a little bit more on the romance might have worked. And I hate to say this. I hate to say it. It's a controversial opinion. Taika Waititi was a little bit too much. He was a little bit too much of an asshole for me. Like, yeah, most assholes are very assholey, but I feel like he should have been maybe a little toned back a little bit, because it was frustrating to watch this guy who's just straight up asshole, but also really funny. Like, just funny in the way that, like, you know everything he says is, like, either scripted or improv, and you don't care which. But you know that the character would not have had that ready. And it does kind of draw you out of the film a little bit, but that's all minor stuff. But basically what I'm trying to say is it's a fun film. If you want to go out and have a fun night, this is a film you should watch for sure. It really does just liven the mood and make you feel good and have a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and give Free Guy an A-. This film is a lot of fun. Let me know if you've seen it before, like if today, I guess, or tomorrow, or yesterday, depending on when this comes out. Drop in the comments below. I want to know your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you not like about it? What did you like about it? I love to hear these kind of things. I liked it. I think it's fun. Definitely want to buy on Blu-ray at some point when it comes out. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie of the summer, but it's up there. It's definitely a very fun movie. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Definitely consider subscribing if you like movie reviews and stuff like that, because that's like all I do on the channel. That and book reviews and stuff. If you like media, this is kind of the channel for you. Definitely consider subscribing. But thank you guys so much for watching the video, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.